Hey guys, very good morning to you. Welcome to the video number 307, and my name is Ajay. I'm going to talk about today how to control the access from the Excel. You just need to create a button on Excel, and when you click on the Excel button using the Excel VBA, we will like to open the access. And not only this, we would like to go ahead and open the access table, form, or query, whatever you want to open. I'm gonna tell you that how you're gonna do that, and also we will maximize the access window, right, so that the access should be visible on your screen instead of the Excel, right? So this is a video number 307, and why I'm recording this video, as usual, I have got an email from one of my subscribers, Benjamin, and he has talked about the channel a lot. I just want to quickly read it out. So that's what he has written me. Hi AJ, wishing you and your channel a fab year ahead. You're doing unbelievable work. My name is Benjamin and I'm your big fan. Thank you so much. Thumbs up to you. I've learned everything from your channel. You just rock. I wish you so much luck for your channel this year. Well, thank you so much, and I think the new year has really begun with the big bang, because every day I'm seeing that a lot of people are getting associated with this. So thank you so much. I really can't name everybody who is associated with this channel and helping this channel in rising, but sincere thanks to all of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, guys. So he said that I have a problem and I would like to assist. I would like you to assist me. I want to open access from Excel using VBA or whatever it is required. Well, we can do that using the VBA. We don't need anything. All right. So I have read many articles in Google, but I really want a good explanation. I have access which has a query, and every time I open Excel, if I want to see the query output, I don't want to open access manually. Please suggest as you always do. All right, thank you so much, Benjamin, first of all, for writing me in. So we're gonna talk about that, not a problem. I have a database here, guys. So this is the access database. I have said in my many of the videos, if you're watching the channel for the first time, by the way, guys, this channel is dedicated to all those people who are working on Excel, who want to learn Excel, who want to learn Excel VBA, MS Access and Access VBA. And I have actually videos on Access VBA and Access front part as well, right? And we have talked in many of our I think 3 or 4 different playlists connecting Excel with the Access, connecting Access with the Excel, in these all different the playlist. You can see here, you need to go here in these 42 playlists and just scroll it down. For example, you have the videos on Access macro, Access queries, Access forms, Access VBA collection of the loops, Excel VBA collection loops, Access VBA, connect Access with Excel, right? So right now what we are going to do, we are going to exactly do the opposite. I'm going to connect the Excel. Basically, I'm going to connect the Access with the Excel, but the point is I'm gonna give the control on the Excel. So we will like to create a button here, maybe in this Excel somewhere here, and the moment I click on that, the database, which is this available on my desktop, as you can see here, it's a very dummy database, right? It just doesn't really have so many queries, forms, but that's fine, right? So I have a query here, which is this query, as you can see. Right now, I'm not here to talk about what are the queries, what are the tables. If you don't have any idea about the Access, please go ahead and watch the videos first on the under the playlist called Access Tables. You will start learning the Access. Then you can learn the Access from there. Access tables, Access queries, I have everything for you. We have the beginner level videos, we have the advanced level videos as well. All right, so now this is what exactly I was talking about, that you have made the query here. So this query does something. Well, what it does, we are not interested, but we want to open this query. That's actually the point. Or maybe you can open any other table, or maybe any macro as well. You can also run the macro, right? For example, this is the macro, and I guess I uploaded a video yesterday on that. This macro, basically what it does, it exports a query, this output. If you have a look on this, it exports on my E drive. So you can also run this macro. For example, the user is just going to click on the Excel, and this macro will run, and it will form a file on my E drive where I will get the output of this query in the E drive. That's the file, guys, test.xls, right? Let me delete this. So this is what we are going to learn. Let's go ahead and begin with this code. So first of all, I'm going to create a button here, and so you go to the insert and click on the shapes, and then I'm going to simply create a button here, right? Now let's go to the developer tab and let's do the coding. So the first thing which I want to tell you actually is, so what exactly you're going to do here. You have two things. One, you have the Excel application, and the second is you have the Access database. How you going to connect that, right? Now if you have watched the playlist called how to connect Outlook with the Excel, how to connect the PowerPoint with the Excel, how to connect of course the Excel with the Access, right? You know that I have always said that you need to go and give the reference to that particular object, which is the external object, and how you're going to give the reference. You need to go here in this tool reference, and you need to first set up this library called Microsoft Access 16.0. Now it is not going to be activated in your case, right? I just had activated it when I write that email, so that's why you're able to see it. But in your case it would be somewhere here where you have the M. So just press M. It will take you to all the libraries which starts with the M, and then you need to find it out where is that Microsoft Access library, right? Now I use Office 2016. If you're following my channel, that's why I see here Access 16.0, guys. But in your case it might be a different, if it depends upon which Access version you are using, but that shouldn't bother you, right? You just need to actually select it, and that's it. Once you select it, press OK and come back and have a look once more that if the library is added there or not. So you need this Microsoft Access 16.0 object library, that's it. You don't need this Microsoft Outlook, right? You can uncheck it. That's somehow maybe in the past when I was trying to code, I think I was trying to connect the Outlook, I might have used it. But you just use this library, that's it. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to create an Access object. We want to tell our VBA, because we have on the library in the tools reference. So now we want to tell our Excel VBA that look, there is an object, external object with which we would like to interact, right? So we will have to create some variables. We would have to create some object variables. Now how you can do that? So we'll start with this sub open access. That's my simply a sub name. So the first thing which you would like to do is to declare any variable. I'm gonna name it as, let's say, XCESS, right? Similar to the access. So you write as access.application, right? Now this method actually is called the early binding method. I have talked about this in many videos. Early binding means that you are already in the very beginning, your VBA will come to know that which object you are going to deal with. Sometimes people also like they write here object instead of the access.application. That is another method that I haven't talked about yet in my videos, but surely we'll talk about that. They are all called the late binding method, where VBA will decide that which exactly the object you are going to deal with, right? And it's a version free, which means that if you are using any version, that code is going to run. Now this code which you are going to make, this one thing you need to make ensure, since I'm using it in 2016, if I send you this file, then before you run it, you will have to go to your tools reference and you will have to on this Microsoft Microsoft Access, whatever version you have. If it is 2013, I think you would see here 15.0. If you have 2010, I believe you would see here 14.0, and so on, right? So you have to check that, because in your case this would show as missing. When you open your tool reference, you would see here missing and the name of this library, and that makes sense because you don't have the Access 2016. However, if I actually prepared the code in maybe 2007 version and I send you, and you have a higher version, 2010, 2013, the code will work. You don't have to really worry about it, right? So from the higher to the lower versions, you got to actually see that, you got to activate your reference. From the lower to the higher versions, they by default, when you run them, they automatically picks up the libraries. Okay, so this is anyways the early binding method. So we're going to talk about the early binding only. Now when you define this access as an Excel application, we use the set word, which is for the object. It's not a normal variable, it's an object. And this is how, guys, I'm going to define new access.application, right? The same way like we write in the Outlook also. If you have seen my those 18-19 videos on the Outlook or PowerPoint, how we define it, there also we write like this: dim PPT as PowerPoint, PowerPoint dot application. Now the PowerPoint is not coming here, as you can see when I pressed S, because I have to then first of all go ahead and in the tool reference I have to on that PowerPoint library, which is this library. Let me show you quickly. Microsoft PowerPoint library, where is it? It's sorted, so all the libraries actually are sorted, OMNOP. So we're gonna have a look here. Well, I can also on this Microsoft Outlook, because I'm going to tell you how you're gonna write the Outlook code. And then we will have here Microsoft PowerPoint. Yeah, that's the one, guys. Okay, similarly you can also use the Microsoft Word. If you just click on the Microsoft W somewhere here, I would see that. Yeah, so that's where I see this 16.0. now just this video is all about the access, but I want to tell you that how you can deal with all these things. So if you set here as PowerPoint.application, this is how when you want to deal with the PPT. Now if you want to deal with the, let's say, Outlook, how you do that? Declare any variable. Let's say I declare O as Outlook.application, and now I use the set word, set O equals to new Outlook.application. Right now you are able to see all these words, because when I press, let's say, W as Word, you see that I get to see here Word, this Word application, only because of the reason that actually I have referenced that library, right? So this is how, guys, you write the things in the early binding method. So now you can control any object using these lines, right? So this word is coming all because of the reason that we have actually activated all the libraries: Access, Outlook, PowerPoint, Word, everything is there, right? Anyways, let me just uncheck them. I don't need that because this video is all about the access, but I'm just trying to tell you that these are the, you can say that kind of, the same lines which you have written. It's just that you're changing the object. So this is something you need to write every time when you want to control the another object: Outlook, PowerPoint, MS Word, or MS Access database from the Excel. Okay, so let me just delete them, and because we don't require this, so let me just delete it. Now let's come back to this. Now the first thing which I want to do is we want to make this Access application visible. Okay, so this is how we write: visible equals to true. Okay, if I quickly run this application, let me close my Access database, and there we go. Now I have this. Now you can see that I don't have any access open here. All right, so I'm going to run it, F8. There we go. It's going to take a couple of seconds here, and yes, now let me click on that, and there we go. Do you see that this access is open? Now this access which is open, it's absolutely a kind of a layout, right? It's a blank. It is not even an access. It's not my existing any access, right? Though I can open any access database from this. So basically this is a, you can say that the kind of a shell file, the layout which is opened here. But using this, we can now, what we can do is we can simply go ahead and write the command which access I want to open. Open current database, and then you have to provide the access data path, right? So we will go ahead and I'm going to click on, the right click, I go on the properties, and from the security, I'm just going to copy this table. Access path, complete path, right? So you copy it, and this is more of a like, that workbook.open, guys. So in this way, you can open the access table. Now let's go ahead and run this. There we go. All right, so now this should open, and you can see that in the background I've got my access database open. Perfect, right? Now what we need to do is if I actually go ahead, I want to tell you one thing, because many people struggle here. Now when you run this on the F8 mode, this actually comes, the access database become visible. But if you run it like quickly, for example, I'm going to run this quickly, you see that the access open and it immediately closed. Okay, so you really don't have the control. So what you need to do is just make this access application a global variable. Cut the line from here, put it on the top here, okay, before your first macro, and give it a global name. Create this global application. Okay, now I'm gonna run this and let's have a look here. There we go, guys. You have your access table open and it's didn't even close. Now we want to open this query output query 1. So how you gonna do that? So it's very simple. You simply go ahead and use the do cmd command, which is open query. Now you can also open the table here like this, open table, and then give the table name. That's it. And similarly you can also, you know, go ahead and open the run the macros as well. I think the macro comes from here, run macro, and give the macro name, the thing which I was talking about, right? So first of all, I'm just going to show you the how to open the query. So you write open query and the query name. So I have my query name as query 1. Okay, now let me run this again. There we go. Oh great, you can see here that I have got the query output open, guys. Now one thing which I think which we need to do, one more step, and we are through with this video. The moment as I was talking about, this access should be maximized. Okay, we should be able to see this as completely, you know, on the screen. It should take a full charge on my this desktop, right? So what we can do, there is a command for that which you should know, access, and then do run command. I believe it's a run command, and then here we have access run, or there's some line which is to maximize it. Let me just have a look. It's, I think, app. Let's have a look. Where is that line? ACMD. Maybe I think I have written it somewhere here. Yeah, ACCCMD. Okay, so it's actually run command ACCMD and then app and maximize. Yeah, that's the one, guys. Max, minimize, move, restore, right? That's the line you should write to maximize the access. Okay, so now I'm gonna hit on this run. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. You can see that this is really very powerful, right? Similarly, you can also you know, I just right click and I'm gonna pick up the name of this macro. Let me see if we can run the macro also in the next line. So here I write access to cmd that run macro. Okay, you give the name of the macro, which is this macro. Now this macro does what I told you. It will make a file here with the name, I think, test. Well, we are going to have a look, right? Let me just run this. Let me close the macro, and now let's just go ahead and run it. All right, so I think the macro is run. Let's go to this drive. Oh, there we go, guys, E drive, and you can see that I have this, right? So and I beg your pardon if you're hearing some sound in the background. There is some actually construction work going on, so if you hear some noise, I sincerely apologize for this. Now the test file is created, and this is what exactly, this is the output. So now somebody, you know, who is not comfortable with the access, this is how you can connect. You can give the control. So what you need to do is just right click and go to the assigned macro and pick up this file, open access, and now every time, guys, you run, you know, you can have this access open, right? And I believe if you don't want to see, let's say, just in case, if you don't want to see the query output, you can also get it closed. And to get the, you know, how you can get it closed, I believe you can simply close the current database as well. I think this is how you can write this, or maybe there is a line called exit also, quit, I think. Yeah, quit. This one is also fine. But then in that case, you would not like to see the query output, right? Because access is going to close. So we can simply run the macro, and that's it. And I don't need then anything. For example, I just want to run the macro. So let me go ahead and do this, and let's have a look. I delete this test file from here. Now we're gonna run this. So there we go. you see access opened and then access closed. Wow, great. You have everything, guys, right? So this is how you can control the access, and I hope I was able to explain you properly. In case anything left, please let me know about it. And thank you so much for Benjamin for having this wonderful question. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. We have more than now 300 videos on this channel, and it just, you know, I'm just uploading these videos because I want that everybody should be pretty awesome in Excel VBA, Access, and Access VBA. With that said, right now I'm signing off, and I will see you soon with some another exciting stuff. Enjoy your learning. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.